Previously on Beyond the Surface podcast.
Counseling gives us that third person's voice, the conscience of the relationship, because most of the time, in the name of love, we don't have the necessary conversations. So it's just about Charlie, the figure I'm seeing, and the aspirations we have for future, and those things. But we need to discuss what happens if there is no child in the marriage. We need to discuss how should we manage finances. We need to discuss conflict. When we have misunderstandings, how do we resolve it? And it takes sometimes the counselor to help the partners, the would-be couple, have such conversations and make resolutions as to how we are going to handle some of these things.
In our first episode, we got people's reaction when we spoke a little bit about, people getting into marriage with or without the permission of their family, especially with the parents, and how people judge people based on their ethnic group and the fact that you belong to ethnic 1, I belong to ethnic B, so they are not allowed. So we want to look at the place of family, and specifically, I guess the question would be, can I go ahead and marry without the consent of my family? Is it really key? Is the opinion of my, and when I talk about family, I'm talking about the mother and father if they are alive, or a guardian. Is their opinion key in the success of my marriage?
Yes, the family plays a very significant role when it comes to the whole union thing. Okay, so you can't take, if you are taking the family off, you are deciding to be on your own when there are issues, you are going to fix the issue. You will not have anybody to run back to.
Okay.
And remember, you are coming from a home. Okay, I'm happy you've asked this question, because about 2 or 3 days ago, there's this program I listen to often on Sunny FM. It has to do with relationships, marriages, issues that has to do with it. And there's this lady whose parents were not in support of the whole marriage thing. From the relationship to even marriage. Now, so this is the guy who has brought his issue for godly counsel. So this guy tells us that, okay, all throughout his relationship step with the partner, through to marriage, they actually had a lot of hurdles to actually cross when it comes to being together, just because the guy was not well to do, and the lady's parents claim they didn't bring her up to go in for such a guy.
For a broke guy.
Yes. And the guy too is not all that Christian. But according to the guy, whatever relationship he has with Christ, is only God who knows. So you can't, on what basis are you saying I'm not a Christian? You don't see me going to church often, or you don't see me on the park praying Kabeh and all of that. But the lady played a role here by trying to convince her parents that, oh, this is a good guy for me and all of that. Now, the parents still stood to their grounds. No, we are not going to support you. So all throughout, finally they got married. Now, when because the lady's parents love her so much, when they come to the house to visit, they don't want to see the guy's face. They don't want to have anything to do with the guy. And now the lady is asking the husband to go and apologize to her parents. And he says, guess what? Apologize for what exactly? And the guy says, no, I'm not going to do that, because I don't even know what I have done for your parents to hate me so much. We have done everything we could just to get them to accept this relationship. But it's not working. And I don't know what else I can do. The best thing is to pray and ask God to grant them, a soft heart to now like me. Okay, because there's nothing I can do. So this guy brought it up and asked that, okay, what can he do? Because he's tired. And they've given birth. Now, their fear is the children will also grow up to realize that their grandparents are not in support of, or their grandparents treat the guy anyhow. We get it. So there were some comments that came which I appreciate so much. One that I was actually thinking. Now the guy should build himself up. When it comes to career, there are lots of things you can do. So it's either you go back to school if you haven't really had some certificates, or career-wise you haven't built yourself up to that level where your parents, your in-laws can actually appreciate you as their in-law, then you have to do that. And then find some skills, do something that will make them accept you, because that is where the problem lies. You get it? So looking at this whole scenario, now the lady had to, I don't know what they actually went through, or finally who convinced the parents for them to get married, because of course during the marriage ceremony they have to be there. Does it mean that at the wedding the man didn't show up? Because it was actually the father's issue. It was the father who actually disagreed to the lady marrying the guy. So in this case, I don't know what actually happened before they got to that marriage point. But if they were able to cross it, maybe somebody from the family spoke to him and he accepted that, okay, they can go ahead. When I was sent, I was reading through, and then I came across something that has to do with your own values. I have my values. I need to respect that of my husband's values as well. So whatever it is that my parents are not agreeing to, I need to get them to agree to it. I need to present my partner as somebody who I cherish so much. I'm going to build another family with this person. So it's not everything that I would kowtow to. I would have to let go of some family values, whatever you claim, whether he's from a certain tribe, whether he's not educated. It is up to me to make my partner who my family or my parents can accept. If my partner hasn't gotten that education, the level in his career that he has to get to, I need to come in and help him to get there. And before I'll do that, or before my parents will even meet him, I have settled that thing. So when he comes, you know that he's not just anybody you will not accept.
But is that not you doing too much? Like in the way you said about, if your parents, like in the story, your parents want somebody who is very educated, the guy is not really educated, so you want to help the guy reach that status that your parents will accept. Isn't it you doing too much?
I'm not doing too much. So then the question I think you should ask is my partner ready to also build himself out? And because for me, that is where I would dwell on. I will not just get up, because if I see a partner, I had a friend like that. This guy was interested in me, but I realized he wasn't up to building himself up. Okay. And as I'm speaking to you now, he doesn't have what it takes to even get there in life. You understand? It's not like I have this auntie. We are speaking about family, so I'll share this. That's my auntie. Growing up, will always tell us that, hey, you shouldn't go and bring any debi a day maybe our hassle to the house, like debi. But when I met my husband, assume he didn't have anything. When I look at my husband, when I listen to him, his dreams, his aspirations, the things he wants to do, am I not in a better place to help him do those things? I have to. So I'll not shy away from those things and then say that, okay, and debi he doesn't have now. Maybe you don't know. You don't know in the future what he will get. So when I bring the same person back, because of that, I'll say that for me, I never showed my partner to anybody in my family. So we got married, with the exception of my nuclear family and a few friends. Yes, they never knew him. And I love to post guys. I'll post them. I'll post, hey, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. And
but never
my-
your fiancé.
then there was this person who sends me a DM and asks, hey, so which one of them is your boyfriend? Like, do you care? No. I mean, so that is me. And there's one thing I learned from my husband: keeping, securing the relationship. It was very, very important to him, and I learned that as well. Because at the beginning of the relationship, I was asking myself, hey, you don't like to follow me to certain places. Then I tell you that's okay. Girls, we are having something. And then everybody's coming with their partner. Are you coming? I say, oh no, he was been. And I think that I understood where he was coming from. Okay. And securing the relationship, securing the whole marriage thing is also very, very important.
Okay. Pastor Anthony, I want to ask you, can I not consider the decision of my parents? Okay, let me share a story with you. Personally, I was with someone whose parents didn't agree to our relationship because I'm number 9. And the reason was because, and the reason made sense, was because the younger sister had an experience, a very bad experience with another number 9. And that bad experience really, it did a lot of bad things to the family, to the extent that it was really bad. So because of that, this is another daughter bringing another number 9. And the mother had not even seen me before.
But so far as you're number 9.
So far as she was told that I'm number 9, no. There is no way I will ever allow it to ever happen. Now, for this, the decision not to allow me to be with the lady, maybe one would argue it makes sense. I should think it makes sense because of the experience she's had with another number 9. Probably I'll do the same, or probably I will not. What would you say to a parent that would influence the choice of their child based on ethnic, the particular ethnic group?
Okay, so let me pick it from the family as a unit of our society.
Okay.
We live in a communal environment. As Ghanaians, our part of the world, we are everything communal. In the Western world, their influences is coming small. Maybe we'll get there where we are individualistic. But as of now, we are communal, such that the unit of society is not the individual,
okay,
but the family. Okay. And in our part, it's not just myself, my wife, and my children. Aunties are involved. Uncles are also involved. Grandmothers and grandfathers are involved. So it creates tradition, practices, belief systems, customs that have been there. And so it generates those expectations. And yes, like you pointed out, I don't know if we were given a reason for why you are still single, but let me continue. It plays out that per somebody's experience, the man didn't have a good relationship with a Ghan, and so his sons must not marry a Ghan lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yours, a sister, and Ewe, and so the family has those expectations. Sometimes there are rules, there are roles. Where there have been those intentional conversations, I think you should inform your choice of a partner.
Okay.
So that by the time you are choosing a partner, you don't deliberately go against what the family is looking for and come and fight it out later. Except in some Christian circles, I've heard some individuals who were sure of their partners being God-given. They were sure this is a match from heaven, prayed about their partners, and they were sure this is from God. And so they had to pray through and get others involved to talk to their families. And in the end, it went well. So where there have been those conversations, you're already aware. It should shape your choice of a partner. The family roles and rules are such that there are some that are negotiable. There are some that are non-negotiable.
Never. In my case, not negotiable.
So when you know the ones that are negotiable, you know how to go about it. When you don't know, you know the ones that are non-negotiable, you would want to guard yourself so that you don't put yourself in that fist fight against you. I think in the first episode I commented that most of the marriages where we don't get the blessings of the parents, most of the time we don't do well. Something happens and it reminds you that, hey, what my parents said, sometimes they may not have good reasons. Sometimes their reasons may not be good. But like we say in our Proverbs, what an elderly person will see sitting down, no matter how you climb high, you will not see. They may not have good reasons. You invited the guy over, the guy came home, from the way he was eating the banku and pepper, your mother is like, this one is disqualified. You get it?
Yeah.
You may think, say, my mother is being too something, but at the end of the day, sometimes it plays out that they were right after all.
But sometimes they are wrong.
So sometimes, for you to be able to prove that they are wrong, make sure the Christ factor is there. You are sure this is who God wants you to be with. Make sure you don't offend them. Go through the dialogue, the negotiations. Get people to talk to them whilst you pray. And if it works well, make sure that by the grace Christ provides for you too, you ensure your marriage works.
Okay.
The best way to shame your critics is to succeed. Do well in what they are telling you not do well at. That's all. They will come back to you later and tell you we're wrong after all. It will not be that they were right this time. They will tell you we're wrong. But most of the time, they are right.
Let's touch on this very briefly. How about a parent, an absent parent? A parent, I mean, we spoke a little bit about this in episode 1. A parent that hasn't been there, okay? There are parents that were not there because they didn't have the means. There are others that had the means but were not there, right? They were not in your life. You've come to that point without them. Do you need their blessing when you want to settle down?
Are they your parents?
An absent parent, one would say.
Are they your parents, whether present or absent?
Yeah.
Then they have a role to play. You may not like it. They may have a role to play. Just know how you go about it. You don't have to cut them off entirely. You may not agree with them. But like I said earlier, make sure your Christ factor, that this is who God wants me to be with. Whether your parents are present or absent, whether per their disagreement, be sure this is who God wants you to be with, and move along with it.
How about those who decide not to get the blessing of their parents because they've been told that their parents are, in quote, witches? You know, we hear that a lot. This thing comes out of the church. Like in the first episode, I shared a story of my friend who, was convinced your mother was this. Briefly, how about, do I still need the blessing of, in quote, my witch parent?
Okay, so those whose parents became witches and wizards, so they shouldn't involve them in their marriages. Osofo said something. He mentioned that you need to bring in the Christ factor. You can't do it on your own. You get it? Anything that is created by God or instituted by God, it's not something you have to just do it like physically. It's a spiritual thing. I mean, you are growing up, your parents didn't take care of you. You've heard stories about them, the things they did, and for the fact that they are not in your lives and all of that. But you just have to go before God, talk to Him, and ask, what should I be? I need you to guide me on this. And it will surprise you. When it comes to marriage, no, I don't know, but people take out the spiritual aspect of it, and they only consider the fun bits. Oh, I've gotten a partner. He's even Christians, they do that. we forget about, okay, I'm a Christian, I believe in God. God has done it already. So I need not to pray too much. But it is very, very important. For me, I had a little experience when it comes to this parent's role. My mom has played about 80% role in my life. And my dad, he's passed. May his soul rest in peace. My mom advised me, even if he was alive when I was married, she would advise that I inform him and get him to be present.
Okay.
He, the individual, wasn't around most of the time, but his son, okay, they've shown me a certain kind of love that I've never experienced before. So my mom's side, they've also been there, but this time round, my dad's family stood in like my father was present, and they've been with me all through till now. Okay, so such a person, because I really had a very bitter experience. I told myself I wasn't going to involve him in anything. I said a whole lot of things, yes, but at the end of the day, I had to think through, and knowing Christ, He will teach us to be like that. You need to show some kind of love to even those who don't love you. So I decided that, okay, if he was alive, I was going to get close to him, talk to him, and let him come around, inform him in ways. But unfortunately, he didn't even live to see it, so it's okay. So for me, I think that for such things, you just don't have to act on your own will. If I seek the face of God, and He will see you through it all. Thank you.
Fantastic. It's very important. Thank you so much for your time. It has been a very insightful. I for one, have learned a lot from these sections. But thank you also thank you, Ifua, for your time spent with us. Viewers, thank you so much for spending the time to watch this episode. It has been very insightful. I want you to share your views with us. What do you think? What are your views on the place of the church, the place of family, the place of traditions in our love and our relationship? Let's get interactive. Share your thoughts, and please remember to follow us on our social media pages. Thank you. We'll come your way with the next episode.